Digitize and monetize with iEnt Live, the only platform that provides complete digital support for entertainers, promoters, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Leverage our one-stop digital ecosystem that will allow you to promote your music, sell albums, and host paid events, host webinars and sell courses, promote your concerts, sell tickets and live stream events, and market your business or project to generate new customer leads, traffic, and more. This is all supported by our homegrown AI-driven digital marketing infrastructure that has successfully served hundreds of clients around the world. To learn more, send us a message or call 765-4641.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Bloodline Podcast, sponsored by National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago. My guest this evening is veteran pannist, former manager and captain of Desperados Orchestra, current drill master, Curtis Edwards. Curtis, welcome to Bloodline Podcast. How are you going, bro?
Thanks for the interview.
So, let me start at the beginning. Tell me a bit about you. Where you're born. Tell me a bit about your family and things.
Well, Lavantil. Everything you talk about there is Lavantil. I am originally from Lavantil. Used to be Obadali. Now named Desperados Crescent. And the reason it was changed because it is the original spot of the Desperados still the birthplace. So after a couple of years, about two decades or 3 decades ago, they came and they changed it to Desperados Crescent from Obadali. So my father and 2 uncles are founders of Desperados. You know, you'd have known Crabby. You'd have heard about Spike Jones, which was my uncle and was a founder of the band. And my father was also a founder who was a tenor man and Jonah as well.
So where you went to school and things in Lavantil, of course?
Of course.
Yeah, where?
I went to Russell RC, same school as Rudolph Charles. And from there I went to Mova, Mokorap, with too much M's.
Yeah.
To Mokorap, both junior and senior. Before that, and that was it, before joining Desperados.
As a young fella growing up, I guess you used to play a lot of football and thing in the road, football and cricket. Hobbies?
Of course. Yeah. I was a captain of Lavantil at one time. Yeah.
They were cricket or football?
Football. I was a captain of Lavantil one time with the same boys. And that's why see me and boys, so good.
Right.
His brother, we will go back a long way.
So tell me a bit about your beginning in music and pan.
Well, my beginning in pan came probably by coincidence or by the will of God, I should say, because Boggy, Eugene McLean, the original 12-ace man, in 1970-71, Desperados was now going over to Bertie Marshall style pants. And at that time, we had some Invader style pants. And Boggy brought one down into the Crescent. Well, that's over there at the time. And all the big boys was fighting. All the big boys fighters with the youth man in between. And I can't get a chance. And like any novelty, after about 2 months, everybody just left it there. And I went in. And then going in, it was below a lady's house. And one day she said, "Curtis!" Because I am the only one after about a month, she just go below them playing the pan. So she knew who it was. She said, "Curtis, come from the house, move up from the." I said, "Go throw water on what's up?" Because they cannot throw water on the floor.
Yeah.
So I say, "Okay, good." So I take it and I cut it by a downstream. Put a stick in the ground. Nail one, put a nail in the tree and one in the piece of wood. And the thing about that is that right down below there, Crabby Wife was living now. She was a music woman. She played music for Christmas, Carnival, Easter, anything. So it come like I just had a music ride. So I was just listening, and that would probably help my ears to be so good. Because from between 71 to 75, that's all I was just doing. Just going there and playing. And just listening from the radio and doing songs on my own, So then I kind of met Rudolph Kenneth Charles in 75. I went to play a football game. I wasn't playing banner. And I had just picked Born to Win by Jimmy Cliff. And Desperados was doing it up in the center. And I went to play a football game and sat up and watching them. But the pan was a little different because they went up to the Bertie style. And the F sharp shift from the middle at the Invader style to the outside. So I watching. See, it's looking a little different, boy. So then I went on and I started playing and I was picking the tune. While I was picking the tune, Kenneth came back to Kenneth say, "Who showed you that?" I say, "You." He said, I ain't showing nothing. I said, yeah, you show me. So then he take these sticks and he play with the bow tie and he run around the whole pan. And what hand I in? I said, I don't know. He said, use the left hand or right? I said, yes. Practice your both hands. That was my first lesson in Desperados, 1975. That same evening, Lloyd Maloney, who was Ursula, husband and children father, walked down to me. He said, wait, who is you? Well, at that time, I didn't even know my father used to play pan. To tell you the truth, because he never mentioned it. So I say, I'm Crabby. He said, I didn't ask you who is your family. I asked you, who is your father? I said, Libert. He said, tell Libert I'm coming for you. So I watch. I don't know the person. So I watch him and I laugh and I went back playing the pan. And next thing, about 2 weeks after, is Lloyd and Ursula coming through the yard. So I said, I hate Bologna. Taza, like them Indian Peter Collins, so much all them Western. And my father said, son of coaches. I said, what is really going on here? Next thing, the man walk in the house, take up. But that little girl, which is my god sister, I didn't even know my father stayed for that. I didn't even know my father had a connection in Desperados now. So he came and he said, I come for him. So my father said, well, my mother stand up in the corner by the kitchen. My mother stand up. Yeah. She listened. My father said, oh, they're coming for me. He said, but that man real good boy. I want you in the band. And so my father tell him, well, look, I will send him, but you want to take care of him, make sure he come back and everything. Nobody else. And from 76 to about 79, I played right in front by Lloyd. But for 2 years, and then after I started playing on the rhythm one. But I used to play pan right in front of him, man. And them time you couldn't go and play nobody pan like that, eh? In the 70s, my man, pan it, not wait just now, you know. You could just go by a man, pan and play. You know, so that was my introduction to Desperados, and from there, it just went from step to step. By the time I left school in 79, and by 80, I would have been full in the band. 81, joined the band. 82, big section leader. And from 86, vice captain. And it just keep going and going.
What are some of your favorite moments in Pan?
So my favorite moments in Pan is teaching children. I had memorable moments.
Yeah.
Which we like the Carnegie Hall and all these big places that have been played, Winning Tree Festival as a captain and all these different. I have them as memorable, but favorite, I really like teaching kids.
Teaching children.
Yeah, I really believe in passing on, you know. And at one time, it had elders in Desperados tell me I like elders, you know, because when I talk, and I was one of the big captain thing. I was one of the outspoken ones, and they just tell me at one time, but it wasn't that. You know, it's just that you have to give the youths that chance to come through. Yeah. You know, and if you don't do that, then we'll always end up with the old population doing what the youth supposed to be forging to do. Yeah. You know, so I had a problem with that. I always found that we had to have that road of you know, what they would call continuation. You know, and if we didn't have that, we ain't going on.
You serve as pannist. You serve as administrator. You serve as mentor, tutor. Tell me some of the differences between a pan player, a pannist, and administrator. What skills is that have? What are the differences, really?
Well, the thing is, administrator for a steel band is a developing thing. Because you're now integrating steel pan with business and all these different, and you know, and I think there are some bands that are there, some bands are getting there, but it is not an easy thing. It's a evolving thing, and that's what makes it difficult, because it's in the city you have a set plan for every year. If you are an administrator and you are going into a panorama, you may have a system that your band uses. But that system tweaks every year. Because every year is different. And that is the trick with that is the difficulty with running a steel band. And you have to be really on top of your game with knowing pans, knowing instrument, when not to blend, to create a proper system to win.
I guess you also have to know about personalities. Because a steel band are different kind of people in it.
It's 100 different personalities.
Yeah.
So as an administrator, now the administration mightn't have drill master is the personality, we never 100 personalities because he didn't direct with them.
Yeah.
But the administration now could deal from section leaders or and these different people. So you don't have to deal exactly with the 100 people. But when it comes to the drill master, you deal with 100 different personality, and you have to know sometimes you have the best man you're looking for to lead the section. It might come in a bad mood not the night before, but that night. So you have to know how to get that person back into, it's a lot of work.
Right.
Yeah, administration is much easier. And paying me steel pan is a work for me because I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
And when I got into administration, let me get a story. I got into administration in Desperados in 81, 82. And that's because we had left the pan in Port of Spain. And I came from partying and the carnival shows, and I seen all these pan there. Boogie in the band, his father, was sitting there. So I said, all these pan can stay here. So he said to me, we took his car and carry all the pan up the hill. The following year, going to carnival, now we started our carnival in the October month. When Charlo came back, he came and he was having a meeting. So he said, how many Taylor pans we have? Well, I cannot come because I was the person who did it. I was on his case at the time. So I said, we have 21 tonight. So he said, what? So when he said that, I said, well, 21 and all these stateside men have the pan home. He said, what? Not knowing the surprise of the amount of pans that was there. So you see, from now on, with my section leader, that was it. Because that's how the band used to go. It was shallow. It was shallow, so that's what it is. And so from there is where my thing into
piece by piece.
Yeah, into. But Bertie Marshall was the man who made me really start playing band. You see, a lot of people. First time I'm going to answer this. In 91, Robert was doing this song, and I had a problem with how the pans were sung. So I went to Bertie. I said, Bertie, something ain't working, but he said, nah, like a man and pan can't go so quick, man. I know why this do. So he said, go back and find out where's the problem. So I had to go back and look. So when I went, I realized how we were really storing the pans to go to the Savannah, because to come from Levanter is a trek, it's plenty work. So I went back and I said, I find a problem. I said, but that ain't up to. I said, I go fix it from there, but we had to fix the pan. He said, but I can't train because we just go to the semi-final. He said, but I can't train all them pans the day before semi-final. The thing. He said, here to do. Go and pick out all the bad ones and then bring them for me. And I did that. When he come and I went back for them in the evening, he said, those pans were already out. So he said, I need somebody like that. And from there, Coimbra Charlo had that under control. Yeah. So from 85 going right back to 91, that void between that space. So when I came and I filled that void, it just went from playing to not playing. But it's not really management, It wasn't the management, but also the technical aspects of this.
What about arranging? Arranging, you have arranged?
Yes, I have done some arrangement from 98, 99. I won and gave you with Mova Lavantil. School. I won and gave with Mova Lavantil, beating all the big arrangers. That's the next my favorite moment, because I beat all the big arrangers.
So cool, like who?
But Bradley was doing Tranquil, Booksy was doing Woodtrin, Pro was doing Pleasantville, Clarence was doing Eldorado, Inchai was winning all about forward southeast. I stopped all of that. So that was a big thing. That's one of my favorite moments, And arranging. When I came out of this, I went to UB for a while to do this certificate. Because Bradley tell me, come and do this course. I said, okay. So I stopped because it was plenty work. I go and do curriculum. I had a grade. So he tell me, he say, come and do the course. I went in and do the course, and Dr. Osborne, another genius. Go ahead,
Anne-Marie Osborne.
Oh my God, that woman was a genius.
Yeah.
We just didn't really know what we have in this country.
Yeah.
She took me from nothing, from grade 1. Never did grade 1, never did grade 2, never did grade 3, never did grade 4. Assess me and tell me, Curtis, you could do grade 6, But because of the history, I wanted to do grade 5. because grade 6 is going into history. And my first grade I ever did was grade 5 and passed with distinction. She was just a genius. I mean, she could make anything happen in music. I used to feel so, you know. So that is my thing. Then I came in 94, 95. I came and I formed the Christian Those musical. And what was that for? That wasn't. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to bring a band from nothing and win a big panorama. Because I had done everything already. I had been the youngest captain to win panorama, win festival. I had done almost everything. Win school band, you know. So could this way I could do again, boy? And as I said that, to teach children, who's the captain and all of them, ran down. Little children ran down. I said, I'm going to open a band. And I opened up and long in it. And when I went up to the small, I went, like, I was 2 seconds and I told you, I get it close. And I know what the problem, but, you know.
Who has been your favorite Desperados arranger?
But all. I will tell you why all. You see, I took a bit from everyone. I love to hear Beverly harmonize. When it comes to Russian down harmonies, I love Beverly. And when harmonies are different. When it comes to solos, I love Robert. I mean, when I hear Robert put on a solo in Pan Night and Day, I almost faint. When I come in and hear it, I have to go and sit down and take it, digest it. Sweet.
Right.
I hear him put on a solo in a tune play called For the Love of You.
Yeah.
I was in Germany. When I came in and I hear that, I said, Robert, where's that? Sweet. You know, so Bradley was the man. He knows how to tell a beautiful story. And then, Xander now, you know. So
all of them have the thing.
Yeah, they have something about them that makes them a Desperados arranger.
So that is Desperados arrangers. Besides them, what's some of your favorite arrangers?
Well, if I go with styles, I like Ray Hallman's style because it's more close to the Bradley and then there's symmetry of it. I have total amount of respect and love for Boogsy Sharp. His music and everything and the way how he goes about it. I left him for last because why? I had an experience with Boogsy. We should be hearing about Boogsy. And in the same school program, we were honoring Boogsy for a music festival. So they tell him to do 2 test pieces. And Boogsy walk in that yard that morning. He said, but I have nothing in my head, you know. I have nothing in my head. So I said, no, I'm not watching him. And he tell his captain to bring a piece of paper for him. So the captain started giving paper and he started writing. But someone came in the yard and was talking to him. But he was talking to the person and he writing at the same time. And as the person that was down the pen, he came to me. I was playing at the second at the time. And this man called out a whole section of music. Let's call it off. And then went to the double tenor. So I said, well, how he could write to find all them notes? And when I went to the paper, I see first day of school, getting to meet new friends.
So the whole story.
And the first day of school, he just lay down. Yeah. You know, and then when he finished that, it wasn't just that. When he finished that, he said, let me do a minor. And studied minor the same day. I mean,
Boogsy special.
He's
special.
My gosh.
Trinidad is a whole special Boogsy. Yeah.
We just don't know what we have.
So we usually part of the interview I call blood pressure.
Blood pressure.
I ask you some questions and you give me some answers. Okay. You ready?
Let's go.
Oil down or pillow?
Curry down or pillow?
Oil down or pillow?
Oil down.
Pizza or gyro?
Gyro.
Seafood or steak?
Seafood.
Football or cricket?
I gotta go with the football.
Football. Beach or river?
Oh, that example. But beach.
Okay. Nike or Puma? Nike or Puma?
None really, yeah. But Nike. I go with Nike.
Okay.
Because I wear a few Nikes already.
Cinema or Netflix?
I'd rather go to cinema. Interaction.
Westerns or movies?
Next hard one. I never tell it to the hell and back. I will go to Western.
Western. Rebecca or In My House?
Oh, shit, that question, man. Bring me. Oh, man. To tell you the truth, I really, really love In My House. I had my favorite tune before In My House was Pandy Harmony. I mean, Rebecca win the best tune ever played on this party. All my hair and my car, I remember I was going on a party. But you see, In My House is perfection for me.
Panorama or Sylvan Festival?
I love Panorama and I love Sylvan. But I will go with Panorama because it's our thing. And there's an energy in Panorama that you don't find nowhere else.
You have done very well.
Thank you.
Well, you've passed with flying colors.
Thank you.
Good blood pressure.
Yes.
Season 2 of Bloodline podcast is made possible through the support of the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago, continuing to be a good corporate citizen, lending support of various initiatives, including those focused on our arts and culture. Today's podcast is also sponsored by Caribbean Spring Water, natural alkaline spring water from the Northern Range. You know, I know over the past couple of years, everybody been locked down, etc., etc. COVID-19. What has COVID-19 taught you most about yourself?
That I wasn't ready for business. That success don't come down. You have to go up and meet it. Those are my two biggest lessons. And things that we do feel are so important and not always that important because we dropped everything and that COVID. And that was one of my main lessons.
To be a successful drill master in Pan. First to begin, if you could just tell the public, what's a drill master in Pan?
A drill master is someone who goes in. I would say he is like the interior decorator. So someone builds a house, they paint it up nice, and then the interior decorator will come in and say, you know what, this color will look good here, and that color will look good, and that color will look good. So in that sense, I mean, like, if I hear a part, like Bradley put on Zandla, put on a part, and I'm working it. I wouldn't work it out certain. I wouldn't do it by myself. I would go and say, Zandla, you know, I hear something, so I feel we should, let me try it, you know. Because you inside the kitchen, also you would know what to feel all them things. Our arranger would not study shape a song. He would more study how the song will flow and things like that. But to give me that noise contours and there's loud and soft and all these different things. He's looking for someone who will give him that advice as well. And even self because even self while you are drilling, he's listening and looking for things to change or fix.
Yeah. Wow. As I said, your favorite thing in Pan is tutoring young people. How does Pan really empower young people?
Well, and I wouldn't just say Pan, but to the young people out there, find something you like. If you have youth in Pan, what it does is that once you get to learn it, it brings a confidence in you. That's what I get to realize the children. It brings a confidence in you. And that confidence could now be spread to different areas of their lives. So you could take that confidence and into education and shift it into sports and shift it into anything because you already build the confidence over something.
Yeah.
You know, so that is how I think it works.
We have had 60 years of Panorama next year.
6 years.
Yeah. Do you think Panorama is a positive thing or a negative thing?
The bacchanal question.
Yeah.
I think Panorama is a positive thing. I will tell you why. Before I go there, we had Brassorama in this country, right? With all types of brass band. And we had a nice big competition.
Yeah.
As the competition done, what happened? It went through.
Yeah.
You see, Trinidad, but I realize Trinidad don't take competition like other people, you know. Trinidad don't take competition as fun. So that energy just comes from the carnival, you know. Which part a band will win a panorama and the serious sort of vex with each other, and then all the bands will go to that party and enjoy it. I mean, we start every time here. We see All Stars will come by Desperados will go by All Stars running. So the competition is a positive thing, but what we have to do is to make it a business. You see, we leave it in the realm just a jovial kind of thing, but we got to study the panorama system and make it a serious business. You know, that is one of the pet peeve of my thing.
Yeah.
You see, I have a problem with carnival and our culture being
Seasonal.
stifled in 2 months.
Yeah.
You see, they have us thinking so seasonal. So all the creatives, all the people who creating have 2 months. And then after it what's that?
Follow, yeah.
So I have a problem. Direction that I come with it. I come in on a different
We were talking about that.
Yes,
yeah.
come on a different level.
What significant changes you notice in Pandy instrument in the past 20 years? Improvements, changes.
There have been some improvements on man-wise. Tuners, some young tuners have come along and are doing some pretty good jobs. Instrument-wise, I don't know if there have been any much improvement. Because I have a problem. Yeah, we're going to say my cause some problem, but I find that all these steel bands start a song alive. And it's not because of music, it's because of we have a future of tuners that everybody goes behind. Now, what that does, besides that, the next problem is players who come into your band. Players who come into your band coming from schools. And when they come from schools, they come with this style of the fourths and fifteeners. So 3/4 all the band, everybody's causing 3/4 all the band, because as Bertie used to say, the behavioral pattern of the steel, he's talking about how the notes are conform on the pans, will give you a different tune. So Desperados style will give them a tune, but Desperados style is going out because everybody coming in using fourth and fifth. Now we used to make sure at one time that they had to play that. If it was go by our next band because it's standard. That I was not talking about success. You had to go up and meet it. They can't come down to you. The same thing with All Stars and Tokyo. They had Coca style pan. But I am sure by now when they listen to them, I never hear that, because they used to be on a different level of pitch. Also used to be on a pitch that 20 bands didn't have. So, but that is going on. They put it in the hole.
Yeah.
There was another, but Renegades had this, more or less the same style to us. You understand? But all these top bands are heading the way now of fourth and fifth. And we're taking away the uniqueness. I was talking about Desperados earlier. We're taking away the uniqueness of each of these bands when we go that way. So I think it's more kind of digressing than going forward.
How we could get back that uniqueness?
Well, the bands have to be conscious of it, and the bands have to do it. If the bands, if you take the easy way out and just take players when they come in because they could play or whatever it is, and they have fourth and fifth, and say, well, that is where we're going now. That is where we'll go. But I know when I went to Desperados and you come in, as a matter of fact, Desperados had their own style fifth. The pan with Ursa used to play as a fifth. But because you have wanted Desperados to stand out, he made everything his style. And because of a uniformity and size and shape and depth and all these different things, all these technical things, that by Desperados had that tone. Now we are moving away from it. I don't think it's because of the management fault. It's the fault of having that type of long time knowledge. I call it long time knowledge. Knowing what the band had in it. Yeah.
So you've been wearing all kind of hats. You wear all kind of hats. You master all of them, right? Are you about to embark on a new adventure?
Yes.
And I know you're very excited. But, by the way, I must compliment you on your brand.
Thank you.
Trini Rhythms.
Yeah, man.
Where's this Trini Rhythms? Where's that?
Trini. You can't ask me, is a Trini.
Right.
A Trini is a Trini. And rhythms, I take it from the word rhythm.
Yeah.
And it's different rhythms. So we're dealing with the African rhythm. I'm dealing with the East Indian rhythm. I'm dealing with parang. I'm dealing with all the rhythms. And we're doing cultural tours through the culture box.
So what is Trinidad? Is that tour?
Trinidad is a cultural tour organization that implements. We do plans, we do tours, we do events, and we also do workshops. And it's more geared towards the tourist industry, but we also want to do it in the local industry because we believe that people have to know what they have in their country. Look how we just talk about books and everything, and just Trinidad know that. You know much thing Trinidad don't know? You know much thing in Levante that Trinidad don't know? You know much thing around the world that Trinidad don't know? So then again, what we go do? We go just stay there, so stay and put the culture into 2 months and let it stay there and die. You know, so I try to spread it from March right back to October. Then Pantry we go pick up with the panorama, and then we go right into the carnival season.
So Trinidad's, first to begin, Trinidad's, this organization, this company, when is it going to be launched and where it's going to be launched and all?
Well, we are launching on the good question. We are launching on the 18th of June
where?
At the Desperados Spaniard.
Okay.
And the type of artist that is going to be there. I mean, it has some names I ain't calling it.
Right.
It has some names I definitely ain't calling it because it's a big surprise. I mean,
right.
You're going to be shocked.
Yeah.
And after yesterday, I was talking to one of the gentlemen, and he just told me he coming to match the place then.
Well, I only hope that they get the endorsement, of course, of the state, the Ministry of Tourism.
Yes, I have been dealing with the Ministry of Tourism, and I've been getting some good feedback.
And the Tourist Board.
Yes, I have been dealing with a lady there who has been very helpful to me during the course of the time. I have to call her name, Miss Cheryl Cummins. That's Cheryl Ann Cummins.
Cheryl Ann Cummins, yeah.
Yes, she has been a blessing. I mean, I remember, I don't know about this, right? So in coming in, I had to go through. So through the pandemic, she was most helpful, and I must thank her for that.
One final question.
Mm-hmm.
I know other people try with this tourism group thing in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on a couple of tours with people and stuff like that. Go to the Caroni Swamp and that kind of thing. What makes Trinidad different to the rest?
Well, Trinidad has gone into a niche that Trinidad doesn't study, which is the actual culture, the authenticity of the culture. So, to make rural tourism, community tourism, which is a new brand of tourism that's coming out, this community tourism helps areas, which is one of the reasons why I'm going into it. It helps areas to manage, to empower themselves. So you could go to a rural community, and an East Indian community, African community, as wherever it is, and you can say, well, let's do something together. You help them to build a package. You understand? And that package will stay there forever. Where they could build up shops, they could do art, they could do crafts, they could do whatever they want. But it will now become a tour destination. You understand? So people will not still like right now I'm dealing with a gentleman in DB, and we are doing like workshops in Tassa, events and all these different things. I'm going to take some pictures of it on Wednesday. So, you know,
I listen to you, it sounds like a lot of work for one man to do. You have a support group of people close to you who assisting you in this.
Well, as again the passion, right? I have a lot of good people assisting me administratively, like foremen, because again, during the pandemic, when I contacted the people and they said, but hey, what is going on? We have to form a purpose for training rhythm. So I've been very lucky to have people. I don't know if I should call everybody's name, but your sister is one. Sandra have been very good to me and have been giving me some insights that I wouldn't have, I mean, all the assistants, you have been one, Dad. All the people, I have, but the parts of forming the cultural is easy for me. You see, because what I am doing is that if I go to DB and I meet the person I am dealing with, we are just sitting down and formalizing it. He is doing all the work because I do not know about the East Indian culture. And he is in charge of that section. If I go to do parent, I deal with the main person, the lay person. They will do their form and all they do. I will just be lazy and making sure everything is right and things like that. So all the packages are being formed. That's why I tell you, we are empowering communities to do something and have a product.
That sounds like a good idea.
Thanks.
Curtis, I must thank you very much for being my guest this evening. I wish you all success. I wish Trinidadans all success. I wish the reigning Panorama champions continued success as well.
Thank you.
And let's continue keeping trade out on the front burner.
That's right. Keeping Trinidad running.
Right.
Trinidad and Tobago. Don't forget, June the 18th, Desperados Spaniard. Come out and enjoy it.
All right. You have been viewing Bloodline Podcast, sponsored by National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago on Ent Live on Facebook. My guest this evening has been former manager, former captain of Desperados Seal Orchestra, drill master, and CEO owner of Trinidad's Tour Company. Have a good evening. Ciao.
Digitize and monetize with iEnt Live, the only platform that provides complete digital support for entertainers, promoters, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Leverage our one-stop digital ecosystem that will allow you to promote your music, sell albums, and host paid events, host webinars and sell courses, promote your concerts, sell tickets and live stream events, and market your business or project to generate new customer leads, traffic, and more. This is all supported by our homegrown AI-driven digital marketing infrastructure that has successfully served hundreds of clients around the world. To learn more, send us a message or call 765-4641.